You know, we talked recently about Dwight Evans, Vida Pinson, Dave Kingman, a myriad of other people should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. This guy was 15 years on the ballot and can only be eligible for Hall of Fame as part of the Veterans Vote in 2025. Should have been in a Hall of Fame years ago. Probably the best player ever to come from Cuba. He's impacted the game. Red Sox legend, strong with the Cleveland Indians, even strong with the Yankees in the tail end of his career. But why Louis Tiant is not in a Hall of Fame makes absolutely no fucking sense. So, Baseball Hall of Fame, just like the Brunswick Hall of Fame and a lot of Hall of Fames, is all who you know and who the media thinks is deserving. If you can tell me why Louis Tiant is not deserving, he influenced a whole 5 generations of Latino player. Every Latino player playing in Major League Baseball right now needs to send a check to Louis Tiant. Now, we're not going to be talking about his whole career, but how he got into Major League Baseball. It's quite interesting, actually. Now, born Luis Clemente Tian Vega, see that 7 times fast, is a Cuban former MLB right-handed pitcher. He pitched in MLB for 19 years, primarily for the Indians and the Boston Red Sox. A 229 172 record with 2,400 strikeouts, a 330 earned run average, 187 complete games, and 49 shutouts in nearly 3,500 innings pitched. He was an All-Star for 3 seasons and a 20-game winner for 4. He was AL ERA leader in 68 and 72. He was also the AL leader in strikeouts per 9 innings, pitched in 67, and the AL leader in shutouts in 68, 68, 66, 68, and 74. Inducted to Boston Red Sox Hall of Fame 27 years ago, the Hispanic Heritage Baseball Museum Hall of Fame in 2002, the Venezuelan Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in 2009 because of his play in those leagues, and the Baseball Reliquaries Shrine of the Eternals in 2012. Now, considered for election to the National Baseball Hall of Fame via voting on the Baseball Writers Association of America from 88 to 02, and then by the Hall of Fame's era committees in 2011, 14, and 17, he fell short of the required votes for induction each time. Again, he's up for induction in 2025. I guess with this, if you're not voted in, you got to wait a couple of years. Now, an only child of Louis Tiant Sr. and Isabel Vega, and you can see Louis Tiant Sr. in the crowd during the 75 World Series against the Reds. He was flown in specifically for the game. From 26 through 48 to the senior Tiant was a great left-handed pitcher for Negro Leagues New York Cubans during the summer and with the Cuban Pro Leagues San Fiegos in the winter. His heroics being followed by hundreds of thousands of Cubans. Louis Jr. followed in his father's footsteps at early age, joining both the local little and juvenile baseball leagues and rising to a star. The 60-year-old Tiant was picked for the Cuban Juvenile League All-Star team in 57. His talent drew the attention of former Cleveland Indians All-Star Bobby Avila, who was scouting for talent in Cuba. And this was before the Castro regime took over. Avila recommended him to the Mexico City Tigers of the Mexican League. At the time, he was signed at 59 for $150 a month. And for the next 3 years, he divided his time between the Tigers and the Havana Sugar Kings in the International League. Now, at the end of the summer of 61, and under Avila's recommendation, Cleveland purchased Tiant's contract for, get this, $35,000. But with the rise of Fidel Castro's regime in his native Cuba, specifically after heightened tensions followed the U.S.-sponsored Bay of Pigs invasion in April of that year, it was impossible for Tiant to return home. And again, he did not see his parents for 14 years, not until, again, the 75 playoff series. Now, when he progressed through the Indians farm system, beginning in 62 with the Charleston Indians of the Eastern League, then with the Burlington Rangers, where he was one of the best pitchers in the Carolina League. And he suffered discrimination, actually, in the Deep South because a lot of people believed he was black. Actually, it wasn't uncommon at the time. He also played with the Portland Beavers at the PCL in 64. Tiant later recalled that at Charleston, I couldn't speak very good English, but I understood racism. They treated me like a dog, but when I got to Portland, I didn't have any problems. After pitching to a 15-1 record at AAA Portland, which included a no-hitter and a one-hitter in consecutive starts, he was called up to the Indians in mid-July. And the rest is history. From 1964 to 69, he ended up a big part of Cleveland, then with Minnesota, made the playoffs there, and then with the Red Sox. Um, uh, he he was released, actually signed by the Atlanta Braves initially, and he basically and he ended up with in the Boston minor league system, and the rest is history. Now, Tiant's influence can be looked at in this. He also competed in the Venezuelan Professional Baseball League in a part of 7 seasons, spanning 63 to 82, while compiling a record of 37 and 24, including 29 complete games, a 2.27 ERA, and a no-hitter in 71. Again, he was a member of the Champion Leon de Caracas teams of 66, 67 to 67, 68, and gained induction into the Venezuelan Baseball Hall of Fame Museum in 2009. Now, ironically, he competed in the Senior Professional Baseball Association in '89, initially signing with the Winter Ravens Super Sox. He was subsequently traded to the Gold Coast Suns in exchange for outfielder Ralph Carr and 500 Teddy Ruxpin toy bears for use as a fan giveaway item. Tiant had an 0-1 record with a 5.00 ERA for the Suns. I think he's the first player ever to be traded for a bunch of toy bears. I want to actually, if anybody's listening, if you know anybody was traded for toy bears, I know hockey players were, I think there was a skate sharpening machine or pucks, but that's pretty freaky. Now, ironically, he's the author of two approved autobiographies, El Tiante, the Louis Tiant story, written with Joe Fitzgerald, released in '76, and something called Son of Havana, a baseball journey from Cuba to big leagues and back, written with Saul Wisnia, released in May 2019. He's also the subject of the documentary film The Lost Son of Havana, produced by Chris Meyer and the Farley brothers and directed by Jonathan Hawk. The story of his return visit to his roots in Cuba had its world premiere on April 23, 2009 at the Tribeca Film Festival and was promptly acquired by ESPN Films. So here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. What he went through as a player, what he went through getting out of Cuba, dedication to the game, and not good enough. You shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. He's been eligible now for 37, 40 years. Ted Simmons is in there. Other players as well. No offense to Crime Dog, but Crime Dog's in there. What about Louis Tiant? Are you like, does it make any sense? The best players are not in the Hall of Fame. The best players should get in. Players that have impacted the game like Louis Tiant should have been in automatically. It should be automatic. It shouldn't go to the writers. The writers don't deserve a vote because maybe the New York writers didn't like him when he was Cleveland and Boston or whatever. But I watched Tiant pitch, and you know how he turned his back to the plate and pitch it? Like he was worth the price of admission. How many tickets alone did he sell for Major League Baseball? Maybe 1 million? You do the math on that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing with our ragging against the Baseball Hall of Fame for the lack of induction to certain players, we've covered Dwight Evans, Vida Pinson, Louis T, Dave Kingman. By the way, that's still in the lead right now. We have 17 different people saying Dave Kingman doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. By the way, if you want to get blocked from this channel, say Kingman shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, you're gone. I blocked all 17. That's how I run my channel. I don't deal with unreality. If you think Dave Kingman shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, you better show your work, right? In an average season, he had 35 home runs, 100 RBIs. If that doesn't get you in the Hall of Fame, yeah, he batted 227, but my God. He saved the Mets and Cubs from basically, can you imagine what the Mets and Cubs would be in the 70s and 80s were it not for Dave Kingman? Same thing with Tiant. Tiant put Boston on a pedestal. You think Boston could have won all those games without Louis Tiant? He saved them how many times? Anyway, so again, give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share. And again, if you're going to talk bullshit on the channel, you will be blocked because reality is what we deal with. We don't deal in haters or whatever you want to call yourself. You're not going to change history. He deserves to be there. That's it. That's all. There's no conversation. Have a good one. Bye.